Hello. How you guys doing? Hi, hi, hi. Hope you guys are doing well. Tonight I'm going to be drawing Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Actually not a movie that I've seen, interestingly enough. I've one of the few Miyazaki films that I haven't not gotten the chance to watch. At least not all the way through. I've seen like bits of it, but this is another drawing, another request from the person who purchased this sketchbook. So I kind of like was taking the time to look through a lot of reference. I'm familiar with like the imagery and stuff. Like I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I've seen like portions of the animation. And the part that obviously really grabbed me was the scene where he's like transforming and all the feathers are coming out of him. Once again, I don't know anything about the story. But really interesting imagery. And I've always really liked the design of the castle too. Looks like this like huge walking tank. It's really cool. My favorite, I know it was before the studio was established as like the Studio Ghibli, but I really like Nausicaa. Nausicaa is my favorite. I mean, it's got giant bugs. Like, it's really not a hard choice for me. Oh yeah, and I will be drawing Calcifer, little flame dude. I really can't resist drawing him, even if he's not in that scene. I don't really care how canon this drawing is. It's not a concern for me. But yeah, I really like Nausicaa, and actually I really like The Wind Rises is probably my second favorite. That movie is so beautiful. And I really love the magical realism in The Wind Rises. But yeah, just gonna be drawing Hal. These should be fun with all the like the feathers and stuff. So I'm using a small pen. This has been my go-to pen lately, the High-Tech C. I actually just ordered another box of them because this is my last one and it's on its way out. I believe The Wind Rises is the latest from that studio, yeah. I know they're working on another one, or another one may have just come out. I don't really keep up with it. I know I had read about another one that they were working on, but I don't remember what it was called, to be honest. I'm not sure what that is, X23, but I'm not going to be taking requests. That's something I haven't mentioned in a while, actually, that I don't take requests. I just don't have time for them. But I will try to, and like I've just been like so crazy busy. Like this is me like sitting down to draw this for a little bit in the middle of doing like a whole bunch of other commissions and freelance work. So like I've just been like back to back busy. Like I have very little time to even draw the stuff that I want to draw, let alone any like requests and stuff. If I ever get to a point where I like have a lot of extra time, then believe me, I'll do a stream where I'll just draw requests the entire time, and you guys can request anything you like. But it's not something I'm able to do regularly. It's not that I don't want to. I would love to, but I'm not able to do it. And I apologize for that, but it's just how it is. But yeah. Been really enjoying these pens lately. It's like I kind of have like a cycle with the pens that I use. Kind of like use a different one each week. I don't know if that gets frustrating for people that like commission me that want something specific. I don't know. I hope not. But if you are planning on commissioning me and want me to draw with a specific pen or like there's a specific style, like don't hesitate to ask. I don't really mind. But I like to think that most people are happy with me just doing whatever takes me in the moment. I hope so. As far as commission pricing goes, it varies on what it is and like how much detail is going to be in the piece. But like a good example is for like a like 8x10 to 9x12 size like character drawing in ink. I usually start those at like $50 for like one character with a simple background. And then going up in size from there, I do obviously kind of, I'll give a quote, like if you want something larger or more complex with like, you know, a bunch more characters or like really specific complex backgrounds and stuff, then I basically just ask you to tell me what you want and then I give you a quote. Usually for like, if you're thinking about something larger, like 2 characters in like a 9x12 size, it's usually probably around $70. But I always try to be pretty reasonable with my prices, and that includes free shipping in the U.S. too. So I usually charge like $10 extra if it's international shipping though, because I have to like file the customs form and stuff, and they usually cost between $8 to $10. So I'm not really, you know, trying to make money on the international shipping or anything like that. But I hope you guys can see all right. As always, if you have any like comments about the quality or anything, let me know if you can't see very well or can't hear very well or something like that. I really like that he has these like really cool long feathers. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. I know I didn't really like stream any this weekend. Actually, there were people commenting asking if I was gonna stream this weekend, and I didn't get to it. I forgot that. Well, we had planned to my family and I go to Disneyland last weekend, but my son had gotten sick, so we pushed it back, and I kind of like, you know, my schedule was off, so I kind of forgot. So I didn't like give a warning that I wouldn't be streaming or anything, but I stream at such weird times, and it's like, I don't know. It's hard for me to say like when I'll be able to. Sometimes I don't know until 10 minutes before I stream that I'll be able to stream. So I try to keep you guys as updated as possible. Yeah, my son is better now. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's fine. It was just a little virus. It happens, you know. Kids get sick. It's part of life. It was nothing serious. Just a fever and some ickiness. There's just like, and he was honestly like mostly better by the weekend, but at that point he was still like kind of recuperating. So you know, we weren't gonna try to like take him out to Disneyland, because Disneyland is like, it's a lot of work to go to Disneyland. And like we live in the area and have passes, so it's like we try to go pretty often. So it's really not a big deal for us to miss a trip, because we can go anytime we want, really. And like, I'm staying super detailed with the feathers here on his neck, because I want that to be like the standout part. But as I move to like his shoulder, because I'm doing like, if that coat he was wearing, like if it's like half coming off, so he's like he's like transformed in his body already, and like just his chest and head aren't transformed yet. I don't know how it works. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm just doing whatever I want to do because I can. So I'll be doing a little bit like less detail on the feathers as I go, and kind of just doing some like lines for texture and stuff. Because otherwise I'd be here all night drawing feathers, and as much as that would be fun, like I'm not trying to spend hours upon hours on this. And not that there's anything wrong with that either. If like you when you draw, you like to draw like every single little detail, then more power to you. I honestly just don't have the patience for it. Especially since I draw a lot of characters with fur and feathers and stuff, like, if I drew every character super detailed with every little tiny detail, I would never get anything done. Sometimes less is more. It depends on your personal style, too. And as always, feel free to ask questions. I know people have been. And that's great. I love answering your guys' questions. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It keeps me talking, and I like to be able to interact with you guys as much as possible. Let's see. I know from like the few images I looked at that he has wings in addition to arms, which is interesting. But I don't know if he's like a werebird or what. I don't know. I'm just being dumb. Inktober. Somebody asked about Inktober. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. And I think I'm probably gonna do characters from my comic book or like little short comics. I don't know if I'll be able to do it every day. That might be a little tough for me, but I'll probably try to do at least every other day is what I'm aiming for right now. And for those of you that don't know, Inktober is kind of like a social media event for artists. Well, and anybody, not just artists. That was started by Jake Parker, fairly established comic book artist. And it's basically just like kind of like a personal challenge to draw something in ink every day for the entire month of October. And there's no like real rules to it. It's pretty much just whatever you want. Just draw something in ink every day. Kind of encouraging people to get back into traditional media if it's something they haven't done in a while, since so many people are using like digital and stuff, or just practice just for fun. Or it's also a really great way to get exposure if you're looking for exposure on social media, because during the whole month everybody's using hashtag Inktober and everybody's looking at all those hashtags, and it's good exposure if you have that hashtag attached to your art. So I know when I did Inktober the first year I did it, I got a lot of eyeballs on my work, and that was really good. So if you're looking for a great excuse to use some hashtags and get some more exposure, then do Inktober. Well, and honestly, it's a lot of fun, especially if you don't draw in ink that often. It's a good excuse to kind of get into it and have some like solidarity, because a lot of other people are going to be doing the same. So yeah, I encourage everybody to give it a shot. And it's not, like I said, it's not a contest, and it's not there's no real rules. It's more of just a challenge, a personal challenge, or something fun to do. For me, it's a lot of fun, because I draw in ink anyway, so just kind of like being a part of the community, and getting my stuff out there and seeing what other people are doing it's a lot of fun. A lot of people do like Halloween themed stuff, which is really fun too. Last year I did characters from a comic book that I'm working on that, in case you're curious, I am still working on, called Seventh Circle. and I was drawing like all the characters and doing a lot of world building from that. So that was a fun little way to do it for me. So I think I'm going to be doing something pretty similar this year. Drawing characters for my comic book and world building and stuff. And this year I may even, if I'm able to do it every day, which I'm going to try to. Like I said, I'm going to try to. I don't know if it's going to be totally feasible for me, but I'll probably collect all the drawings and put them together in a little art book to either give away or sell. We'll see. It all depends on what my schedule's like, too. Because like I could get like another job or something before then, and everything I'm saying right now could totally go out the window. But I'm hoping to make some time for that. Yeah, that was a really long, convoluted answer. I'm sorry, but yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I really am. Oh, thank you. Appreciate the compliment. Asked if I do any digital work or have I done any digital work. Yeah, I have. I did it in the past a lot more than I do now. I very rarely do anything digital now, more than like minor adjustments and touch-ups. When I put comics in, like I do my comics like almost 100% traditional. Like I do them all ink on paper. And then the most I'll do is add like the text and do the formatting digitally. I've been doing it less and less, and I find that relying on it less and less has been really good for me. I just really don't like doing digital art. I don't like the feel of working on a tablet. My style doesn't translate very well to digital mediums. Not saying that it's by any means less viable than traditional media. It's just a different animal, and it's just not for me. And so my answer is yes, I do it. Yes, I can do it. I will do it if I need to for a job or something, but I try to avoid it at all costs. Just don't like it. I no matter what I've tried, and I've tried a lot. I've looked up a lot of tips for like, how to make your tablet feel like a traditional tool by like putting a piece of paper on your tablet, and I've tried all sorts of different stuff, and I just can't. Nothing works for me. I just can't get over the feel. Like I have to feel the pen on paper. Like that's how I learned to draw. That's how I draw. Without that I really don't enjoy drawing as much. And I think that goes the same for a lot of digital artists. I think they are, they like working digitally, and like working on paper just doesn't feel right. And I'll always encourage people to, try. If you're a purely traditional artist, like I encourage you to try digital, because you may find that you really like it, or you may find, that inking on paper and then coloring digitally is like, the way to go for you. You never know, so it's always good to try stuff. And I honestly, like, I've been trying it for so long, and I've just gotten exhausted that I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I don't even, like, before I was just, like, last year I was basically just trying to, like, I was honestly, like, forcing myself to use it because I felt for some reason that I needed to. And I really don't. So I'm pretty much just going to stop trying. And I still use it from time to time, like I said, like for freelance stuff that that requires that I color something in a certain way, or design something in a certain way that I can change really easily. Like Photoshop is really convenient for that. But people have been drawing without Photoshop for a long, long time. It's by no means a necessity. And honestly, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't buy it. But I have it, so. I'm lucky enough to have the version that you don't have to pay for monthly. I know they started doing that. I don't know too much about it, but it seems like that's really annoying. I know it's great for people who don't want to pay the huge chunk of money outright, but if you know somebody who works at a school or you know somebody who's a student that has no plan on buying or using Photoshop, use their student email. A lot of times, like at the beginning of the school year, Photoshop, even Corel for like Painter and stuff, will run promotions for students, and all you need to sign in is like a school ID. So that's what I did. When my wife was going to school, I used her school ID to get it on the cheap. I got it for like $200 for Photoshop CS6, which is a really good deal. And that comes with Bridge and all that other junk that you don't really need. Yeah, traditional, just my preference. I'm drawing a bird belly. I don't know what his belly looks like. Yeah, bridge is pretty much just there to annoy you. When you move a little too far and hit open bridge instead of open file, it's just like pulling your hair out for 30 seconds while the dang thing loads, just to be able to close it. The only thing I've ever found it useful for is making contact sheets and compiling files into PDFs, like separate. That's the only thing it's good for. The only thing. Other than that, I don't know why people use it. And I don't know why they won't just move it away from the open button. It's like they do it on purpose, I swear. It's so terrible. Like every time, I feel like every time somebody opens Bridge on accident, like a bell goes off in Photoshop headquarters, like a light or something, and they're all just there like snickering at us. Or the guys who design Bridge are just really bitter that nobody actually uses it, and so they put it close to the open button so people are like forced to experience it. I have all sorts of conspiracy theories about Bridge. Like they have some sort of like hidden advertising revenue where every time somebody clicks it they get like a penny or something. They put it there. I'm gonna start like a whole subreddit about Adobe Bridge conspiracy theories, where people can post like their funny stories about it. If I was on Reddit anymore. Never on Reddit anymore. It used to be for like a long time, but now I'm not on it. I don't have time. I'm always bitching about how I don't have time. Sorry, guys. Little cute fireball guy. Reminds me of the slimes in Dragon Quest. I don't know if I said that already. Actually, when I first saw like a screenshot of him, I think it was like on Tumblr or something, obviously. I actually thought it was like an animated like Dragon Quest thing, where it was like a fire slime. Like that's how similar it looked to a slime to me. Slimes are so cool, man. Just like it's just one of those like iconic things that like you instantly identify with Dragon Quest. And, like even if you don't know Dragon Quest, like you've seen a slime before. And honestly, like if I could have any like a little creature or character from like a fantasy game as a pet, I would want a slime. Like you could talk about like having a Pokemon all day and like argue with me, I don't care. I would want to have a slime. It'd just be like the cutest little blob. And just bounce around, and like you can't be like, if you actually had one for a pet, like you could never be sad because you just look at it and you see it like smiling at you all stupid like, and you're just like, oh god, like you cannot even be remotely upset while you're looking at that cute little thing. A skag from Borderlands would make an interesting pet until it ate you. Or, like, ate your neighbor's dog. You know, those things are freaky, man. They're like heads, it's like open up. Like, what? They like drool all the time? With that big, like, wide open head mouth? Man. And according to Borderlands lore, they like reproduce like crazy. So if you, like your neighbor had another skag for a pet, like it'd be over in their yard all the time. Like just be probably be bad news. I think interesting would be like I don't know. I think that would just be bad. After playing all those games, I don't think I'd want a skag as a pet. Yeah, I want to do like a little like scribbly background here, but I don't want to scribble up in his feathers because that'll totally like ruin the quality. So I'm gonna do it like the top of his head here. Just do like kind of like some like scribbly clouds or something. Like this is like how I reduce stress, and it works so good because I work it into my art just doing like just scribbling. Like just scribbling with a nice pen that you like really enjoy to use is just super relaxing, calming. And I actually ordered I told you I ordered another set of these. I think like a set of 5 or something. Pilot High-Tech C. I actually got the mica version, which is a MAICA, which is basically just different body. The insert is the same, but the body's a little bit different. So I'm gonna be trying that out to see how I like it. Because like the body of this is really nice. It's like really simple. It's got nice like soft ridges for grip. It works really well, but I've seen the mica pens and just want to try them, and also to see if they really are the exact same as the regular High-Tech Cs. They're also a little bit cheaper too, which is why I wanted to try them, because if they're a couple bucks cheaper, you know, paying for I don't want to pay a couple dollars more just for the style of the body, as long as the mica isn't uncomfortable in any way. And just to be a nerd, I may even do like a comparison, like a straight up comparison, and like talk a little bit about the difference. Maybe I'll do a video about it. I don't know. I could see myself being like a really, I mean I already am, but like I could see myself as an online presence being like a super pen nerd. I totally have it in me. And I would totally do it, but there's already some other YouTube channels and stuff that I watch that do like pen reviews and stuff, so I don't want to like crowd that area too much when there's already good source material for that kind of stuff. I feel like I'd just be beating a dead horse. I don't want to beat a horse. It's just mean. Even figuratively. Somebody asked if I have used Copics for inking. I've used them for both inking and coloring, and I assume you're referring to the Copic multiliners, which are really great technical pens. If you use like Sakura Microns or the Statler fine liners, the Copic multiliners are a very similar pen. And they're really nice. The one complaint I have about them, well, they make 2 versions. They make a disposable version and a refillable version. And the nice thing about the refillable version is not only can you refill it, but it has a nice like metal body. I think it's aluminum. So it gives it a little like sturdier feel, which is nice. Puts a little bit more weight in your hand if you're interested in something like that. And you can also replace the tips, which is really nice, because the tips do wear out. The one complaint I have about them, and I have used them quite extensively, is I find that the tips, even though they're replaceable, seem to wear out really fast. Like exponentially faster than a disposable technical pen, like a Faber-Castell Pitt pen or the Microns, like I mentioned. And like, yes, you can replace them, but they wear out at such a higher rate that's like not worth it to me. So I actually have a set that I do use on occasion, but especially the smaller pens, like the larger pens, like 03 and up, those ones are great. The tips on those last a lot longer, but the smaller ones, like the 005s, the 01 and the 02s, I found the tips would wear out really, really quick. I was going through, because the 01 size was like one of my favorites to draw with. As you can see, I like to draw with a really fine line. And I was going through like between 3 to 5 replacement tips before I would actually use the ink cartridge, which is just crazy to me. Like, that's way too much. But other than that, they're really great pens. The ink is great. They work. If you use Copics a lot, they're perfect because they're made to work with Copics. So they're 100% like waterproof and bleed proof and stuff. So they're really great in that aspect, and worth using if you use Copics a lot. I don't, but if you do, yeah, I'd recommend checking them out. I prefer the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. I just like the line quality, and they're affordable, and you can get them anywhere. Like Michael's, which is always good. Yeah, so there's Howl. He was fun to draw. I don't really think he looks anything like the character in the movie, but I didn't want him to. I wanted to draw him in my style, so whatever. I don't know if there's anybody out there that's like cursing me right now. It's like, it doesn't even look like him, and the scene is not canon or anything like that. I don't care. Sorry, I don't care. I draw what I like, guys. I draw what I like. And more specifically, I draw things the way I like to draw them. Yeah, so that was fun. So, let's see, how long was that? That wasn't very long. That was like maybe 30 minutes? That was pretty quick. I mean, I sketched it out beforehand, but I only spent, maybe 2 or 3 minutes sketching them. I don't like to spend a lot of time sketching, generally. Is there anything else I want to do? Maybe I'll do a little... No, actually, I don't think there's anything I want to add. I was thinking of maybe doing like a little bit of graphite in the shadow, but I don't think I want to. I think it looks pretty good. Normally if I get to this point and I'm seeing like, oh, well, the arm is kind of blending in, and there's something I want to like stand out more, then I'll go in with the graphite and add in some like drop shadows and stuff. But I kind of planned this drawing in a way that the textures would be well separated. In the terms, you got like the smooth clothing that's a little bit more open over here, and the like bird feathers on this side. It's like contrasting textures is what I was thinking about. So it turned out well, and it worked really well. I'm honestly still kind of like experimenting with these pens a little bit, just because I want to be using them a lot more. Like, I'm thinking, like, honestly moving towards the point of these being like my pen, like the pen I use. And so I'm kind of still experimenting and kind of, testing them out and seeing what they can do. So, like, if you have a pen that you really like once you find a pen and it just feels so good and it's the only one you want to use, the next step is to kind of like figure out what you can do with it. So, like seeing all these textures that I can do, and like how it works with like, shading and creating the contrast and stuff that I was talking about. Like that's a lot of experimentation. And it's honestly like one of the most fun parts of drawing, I think, is like really pushing yourself and like figuring things out for yourself and seeing what works. So I think this is a really successful drawing in that sense, and I'm really happy about it. It like feels real good. Feels good, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me drawing that, and I'll take time to drop all my links. So I always get people asking me what all my like store pages and stuff are. This is my Patreon on top. You can go there to support me monthly, and like it's basically primarily to support my personal projects, my comic books and stuff like that. And you get all sorts of free stuff, and there's plenty of rewards and different tiers and stuff. It's something for everybody there, so worth it checking out if you would like to know more about like my personal stuff. Gumroad is like my digital store. I also have a physical comic book, short comic that you can buy there. Gumroad.com/sharkbaby. And then this is my YouTube channel, just Merrick Duraki, keeping it really simple. I upload all my Periscope replays there, and hopefully in the future we'll have a lot more videos and stuff. Maybe, like I said, talking about pens and stuff like that. And last but not least, if you do want to buy something from my Gumroad and you type in Periscope in, just like that, as like a promotional code, you get $1 off. And that's Periscope in, no G, upper lowercase, doesn't matter. But yeah, there's that. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed drawing it. And thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. This is what makes it, you guys coming by and hanging out and watching me draw, and me getting to talk to you and answer questions and stuff is a huge part of what makes this fun for me and makes me want to keep doing it. So, yeah, thanks a lot. I mean, thanks for like the 10th time. Thank you again. And I hope you guys have a great night and morning or whatever, and I'll see you next time.